All right, we are live. Just wanted to do a final chapter of this since I've already done two. I learned from the last stream that I need to stop streaming in the morning before coffee, because it felt very lethargic and sluggish. I also got it set up in the map so before it closes, and you can see the cloud data that's coming in just on the map view. It looks pretty, like decent. You can see the circularization there of the clouds. We'll see how accurate that is in game. I have enabled the new NVIDIA drivers, so we should have DLSS and better looking clouds, even waves. It looked like it had. We're going to take off from runway 7 so that we'll face the storm itself. We're going to set this as a departure. We're going to set the back side of this eye wall, or I guess the east side, as our target. And we'll see what's happening. I will say in Orlando we got the full hurricane experience. There's branches everywhere. So much water. I'm just so glad I didn't lose electricity. Power went out for maybe like 30 seconds, and I'm assuming that's probably somewhere in the grid where they had to shut it down briefly to tie someone back in or something like that. Everything's still pretty much closed. I went to a Wawa just because that was the only place that was open, and just it felt like a refugee center. Just glad it wasn't too bad.
Executive Tower Venom 01 at runway 07, ready for departure to the east.
Venom 01. The official name for this jet is the Fighting Falcon, but the unofficial name before they adopt that was the Viper. Oh, what's going on? Are we loading in? Okay. Parking brake is off. Throttle to mill. Pull back on the yoke just a little bit. Throttle back just slightly.
Venom 01, continue for east departure.
Landing gear up. I'm also doing this right before sundown. That's Colonial or Highway 50.
Venom 01, leaving my airspace.
So once we hit darkness, that should be the far into the storm. That's the 417.
Venom 01, acknowledge last transmission.
Alright, checking our heading. There's UCF. Get a little bit of altitude.
Venom 01, did you copy?
Perhaps I'll actually learn what the air traffic controls are like in this game. It kind of ruins the fun of it, right? I really want to move into DCS. I tried to get War Thunder a try again, but ironically, it's so casual that every time you plug in the flight stick, I have to remap all the controls, and they don't map very one-to-one. It kind of works, though.
Venom 01, did you copy?
You're just at a massive disadvantage to everyone that plays with mouse and keyboard. And because you actually have to physically track your bogeys and your bandits. Bandit or bogey? When's a bandit a bogey and a bogey a bandit? We're over the Space Center. Wow. This view is amazing.
Venom 01 ATC services terminated. Good day.
I turned some of the light shafts on, I think is the setting title. I don't think this game has actual ray tracing, so to speak, but it's pretty good. You can kind of see in the edges of the clouds that whenever you're close to them, they kind of alias. They look great from far away, though. And we are off course because I got distracted. Oh. Nose down. Let's level off, pick up speed. Altitude's good. Oh wow, it's casting a shadow in the cockpit glass. There was an individual setting to change the refresh rate of like the glass reflections itself. Can't remember what I had it set to. I think high or ultra. It really makes you feel like you're in a cockpit though. Throttle is at mill. A little less than half a tank. I might flip my little magic button over here. Full tank. And we are fully over the ocean now. I kind of see, you might be able to see it too, the curvature of the clouds where storm's kind of banding. I will say, I think it's a tropical storm last I checked, so it's a lot less uniform than it was whenever it made landfall as a Category 4. Did a lot of damage on the west coast. I think the bridge to Sanibel Island got destroyed. Tampa Bay was completely drowned just from the storm surge, just pulling all that water out. Hurricanes are a crazy phenomenon. It's because they're so low pressure, I believe, and it just creates a vacuum and sucks up all that water. I think we're getting close to what would be an eye wall. once I get a good enough look, I'm going to dive down and release those clouds, and we'll just see that transition from all this beautiful sunshine down to that overcast. I think we've passed it, actually. I've lost my nav point. Yeah. Alright. Let's see what's going down here in the darkness. Sustaining. Need to throttle back because we're going pretty quick. Bye-bye, sun. I've actually done no flying in the dark in this game. Don't particularly care to. Oh, it's doing that thing again. I can't tell if the water is 10 feet away or 7,000. I'm throttling up to try to get below this last layer of clouds. They had a setting for turning the waves up, and I think I turned it to ultra, so let's see how close we can get. Get to 1,000 feet off the deck. Uh, 500's good enough. I mean, you can kind of see waves. It's definitely less disorienting than it was just, shoot, was that 2 days ago? Let's go back into the sunlight. This is a gorgeous game. Well, I guess gorgeous simulator. Wow. Okay. Now, just a couple days before the storm, NASA had to scrub the Artemis 1 launch. Maybe we could fly by the shuttle facility or the former shuttle facility and have a look at the VAB. I think I've done it once before, and I was kind of unimpressed by how little it was modeled, but maybe they've updated it. Oh, I'm just gonna have to locate it. Oh boy. I think it's over here to the left. I'm gonna manage my airspeed a little bit in this dive. I'm assuming that's gonna be it right there on the tip of the cape. Don't even see it on my map yet. Oh. Froze up a little bit there. I see the runway lights for the shuttle landing facility. Curious why they keep those on all the time, just in case for emergencies. Oh, we're gonna have to get real below the clouds. I mean, in hindsight, I'm glad they scrubbed the Artemis 1 launch, but man, this thing didn't get delayed. Skid strip. I'm gonna have to pull it up on Google Maps to tell you which launch complex is which. Yeah, I think the VAB should be there. You definitely would be able to see it. You can't miss that thing. Yep, that was Kennedy Space Center. I'm tempted to try to land there. I mean, that's definitely a big enough runway to land, but I might try to fly this back to Orlando. I'll be honest, it's pretty overcast. I usually use the roads to guide my way back. I think that's the way birds navigate roads and rivers. Is that 50? I'm pretty sure I'm staring at Orlando. All those nodes. It's about an hour's drive from East Colonial area, like the Alafaya Trail, to the Space Coast. So an F-16, what? That's like a 2-minute fly? Oh, yeah. We're here. Holy crap. That is a lot of clouds. Okay. Let's put her down at MCO. I have to pick a runway. I'm gonna have to challenge myself one of these days. Learn the air traffic control and then actually land at a runway that they give me. That's where we took off from, the executive, but I'm just gonna throttle back and dive down and then kind of get into a formation. I might try to land south to north. Airspeed 500 knots. Alright. I picked my runway. Circle around over St. Cloud. Little bit more. Oh, this is gonna be a walk in the park. Why did I say that? Flying's a humbling experience. You take it lightly, it will come back around. Okay, I'm throttling down. I'm actually picking a different runway now, just because I have a better angle at this. Don't tell the air traffic controllers. Hey, this is gonna be my first night landing. Come on. Throttle back a little bit more. I don't want to deploy my landing gear until I get below 300 knots. I'm not sure what the safe airspeed is for it, but I don't want to take a chance. Okay. Landing gear. Oh, sweet. The lights automatically came on. Oh! My headset stopped tracking. That freaked me out. I'm throttling up ever so slightly. like a glove. I'm gonna turn my parking brake on. Okay. Not too shabby. Alright. Thanks again for coming along. Be sure to drop a like and a subscribe. I don't know. I'll try to build this up a little bit. Appreciate your time. Stay safe.